Greetings fellow traders, this is Max and welcome to my Sunday market analysis, where I'm going to analyze the market and share with you my top trades for the upcoming week. And for this week I have only 4 pairs selected again. This was the same amount that I had selected in the last week, but that's just because those pairs provide the greatest setups for me and that I am most looking forward to trading, depending on how they're going to play out during the week, but we will analyze that in a second. And we will have a look at those 2 yellow mark pairs later on in this video. Those were pairs from last week. So stay tuned until the end for that. I'm going to start right away here with the pair AUD/USD. So as you can see, it's a really clear uptrend. We are still making new highs. We have had some kind of lower lows, but as we can see, those failed to create a further continuation to the downside. So I am still interested in looking for a long position here. So we broke out of this area of interest and we came back now into the area of interest at around psychological level. And on a lower time frame, I'm now waiting for a clear shift to structure signal. I want to see a push to the upside, then some sort of higher low to then enter at that higher low and profit off of a continuation to the upside. Maybe even a neutral daily candlestick here or a morning star formation, something like that is what I would like to see around this area to then open a long position in AUD/USD. Last week I already waited for the pullback down into the area and now it has happened, and this week it might actually give me my new entry chance to profit off of a possible continuation to the upside here. If you remember, I recently opened a trade down in this area here and I closed it around this area and then it even pushed further. So now this could be my chance to open a new long position, get in again, and then profit off of a possible continuation. The next pair on my list is Euro/AUD. And in this case here, we are actually in some kind of uptrend, right? But we recently have failed to create new highs here. We had a little high, but it got rejected immediately. So this is giving me the idea now that after such a long push to the upside, we need to have some kind of correction here. The monthly chart is looking good, but maybe there could be some red months now to come back down into the area and test it. That could absolutely be possible, and it's really important to be careful with such, I would almost say still it's a counter trend trade here. What you can see on the lower time frame on the daily chart, we have a head and shoulders pattern here, right, which is indicating a reversal. This is a reversal pattern, and now I am looking for a possible short opportunity here. We had a break of the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern, and now we came back into the neckline area, and now it looks like we are rejecting it at the EMA. However, we're still above the round psychological level. I want to see some kind of maybe evening star formation here on the daily chart. It's really neutral. It might have rejected the 50 EMA, but I'm still really careful when it comes to making my decision on opening a short position here, because I believe that there's still a lot of bullish power, or it might just be ranging and then it will break out to the upside and continue higher. That could absolutely be the case. So I will have a look at it, but right now this looks like that could be a potential short trade. Maybe not the greatest risk reward ratio, but I am definitely positive that it could be maybe some kind of new low here around this area. So still probably a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. So that's my plan for Euro/AUD. Now let's jump to GBP/NZD. And this is supposed to be a trade update on my running trade here on GBP/NZD that I have opened last week. And what we can see here, we had a break and the retest, and I got in on the retest here of this area of interest. I was waiting for this trade opportunity for quite a good amount of time. And what we see here is a nice push to the upside, so a possible continuation. And my aim is to probably get out of this trade here at a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio, targeting the recent high and around psychological level 2.3 to around psychological level. The daily has closed very neutrally and we had many strong green candlesticks. Even the 4-hour just looks like this is some kind of flag pattern indicating a possible continuation, and in the coming week I will see another push a little higher here to trigger this alarm, and then I will probably close the trade already. So this is a small or short trade update here. Even the weekly is looking really good. We had a bullish engulfing a green weekly candlestick. We've left a decent wick which might get filled in the coming week. A short wick down is to be expected, so a red day, maybe 2 red days, something like that, and then I believe it has the potential to continue even higher. So this was just a quick trade update here on GBP/NZD. Now let's go to NZD/USD. And NZD/USD, I gotta say, I'm a bit cautious with this pair and I'm a bit unsure on what I want to look at here. So the reason is we have this area of interest, which has been respected several times here on the weekly chart. It's a really significant area, and right now we are at this area and the round psychological level 0.585 round psychological level. On the daily chart, this could be a kind of liquidity grab, maybe a little below this area, and then it's a continuation to the upside. This is what I am expecting now, and this is what I am thinking might happen with this pattern here. I've seen this pattern a couple times. Sometimes it fails and it will then break out to the downside, and then maybe have a short retest here and then continue further to the downside. I'll definitely set an alarm here so that I will be informed whenever that happens. But it could also happen that there will be a neutral day, a liquidity grab day or something like that, even on the weekly chart, triggering a lot of stop loss orders or buy orders, and then the price will reverse and actually continue higher. And my profit target would probably be the area up here, also around psychological level 0.605, around psychological level. So I will have a look at how the price action is going to be here in this area, how it will be around the round psychological level, and then make my decision on whether I want to open a long position or maybe even a short position, depending on if the price is breaking out of this area. And that's already it for the pairs of the coming week. Now let's have a look at last week's pairs to see how they have performed. And I'm going to start here with GBP CHF. So on GBP CHF, the plan was to open a long position as soon as there's the price action that I am expecting or that I want to see. And this candle here almost looked like this could have been a nice entry candle, I have to say. And I was almost considering it, but glad I did not do so, because as you see, it immediately continued further to the downside and it would have stopped me out immediately. And it looks like this will continue lower now. So I'm definitely not interested in this trade anymore. And it's good that I did not take it, because the signal wasn't really clear. So I skipped it. I stuck to my plan and I avoided an unnecessary loss here on GBP CHF. Another pair of last week is NZD CAD. And on NZD CAD, my plan was to enter a long position here when it's reaching the round psychological level and the area of interest, which it had respected, even if not really precisely, but it had respected it a good amount of times so that it qualified as a interesting area. And we had a couple, really neutral daily candlesticks here, but there's never been my entry signal for a long position. So I also avoided this loss. There hasn't been any sort of long confirmation for me, no sort of clear entry signal that I want to open a long position. So this is absolutely a loss that I totally avoided, which is really good. And now I will just have a look at the pair and see how it will perform in the future, what it's going to do. Maybe it's going to turn around, retest the area or retest this area and then continue lower or even climb higher. But I will give it a week and analyze it next week again. And that's already it for this week's Sunday market analysis. Of course, I have analyzed the other pairs too, but they did not give me very nice and clean setups that I'm interested in trading. So I only selected those 4 pairs now. I've set price alarms on those pairs, and if one of those alarms is getting triggered, I will have a look at the respective pair again and then see if I find a nice trading opportunity for the coming week. If you want to get notified whenever that happens, and if you want to receive regular trade updates on my running trades and information on when I open a trade or close a position, then you can just join my free Telegram channel. I will put the link to it into the video description. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below and I will try to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. I wish you a successful trading week. Remember to manage your risk properly and see you next Sunday.